Hey y'all, today we are going to talk about ironing a pair of khakis, in case you were interested. So, I'm going to show you how to do it. First, I plug in the iron. Now, I know it has a little water in it, and it should. Now, you're supposed to use distilled water, I think. But I don't, because I'm not going to boil water and then use its evaporation to put into there. So I think I'm kind of breaking the iron. I mean, it was like 18 bucks at Target, whatever. I've had it for a while. I think it's filling up with little bits of sediment. So sometimes I kind of clear it out a little bit because the water is certainly hard water and full of minerals here. So we'll see. Anyway. First thing I do is I take the pair of khakis, right? Now, I normally don't iron my navy khakis, only, the white ones, because I don't want, I think ironing doesn't really work on those. I mean, those are good for steaming, in my opinion, when they're dark or black pants. But when you have light pants, they really show the wrinkles. And also, like, these don't get what I call iron burn as much as, like, a dark one does, in case you go over a bump or something. So, here's how I like to do it. Now, I start on, I'll take one leg, like this. Right, I take this side of the leg. I don't do the interior of the leg. I only do the exterior. I don't think you really need to. If you've just done the exterior already, you don't need to do the interior as well, because this should get the wrinkles out. And I always lay it down like this, on its crease. Always put it on the crease, and then I iron outwards. Okay, from here. But I don't go over this area here, the middle ridge, because that'll create bumps, and bumps don't go well with ironing, because I don't want to get, bump marks. So look at this. See how I start with this, and I go outwards? That way it sort of keeps the crease intact when you go outwards. You want the crease. It's very important. Okay, very good. Look at this side now compared to this side. Very nice. Now here I can see that there's already a little bit of minerals coming out, so I like to do this. I like to push some out, and then I'll use my hand to get rid of the minerals that are on the table a little bit. I don't want them on the pants themselves. So see what I'm doing here? I'm going from this middle area and pushing outwards towards the crease. There we go, but keeping the crease intact. Very nice. And never touching that middle ridge, because that'll cause the bumps that we don't want to see. All right, very nice. This one's done. Again, I like to push this button and shoot out some of the minerals from the water, and then wipe them off. And then I'll go to the second part of the pants here, of this pant leg. So I like to divide the pants into 3 sections. So here I go I go outwards, see, like that? And be careful with your hands. I sort of have muscle memory by now, so I'm not going to get burnt. But I've had my moments. You can see sort of scars and stuff like that on my arm where I've gotten burnt by irons. A lot of people these days don't like ironing, but I think it's important to do it to get creases and to get things sharp looking. If you don't like your clothes to be like that, then that's your decision. Okay, again, you see here, this side has more wrinkles, but now I'm going to smooth them out with this iron, pushing outwards. Outwards keeps the crease intact. If I was doing it inwards, it might bend the crease and sort of misalign it. We don't want that. I start outwards, and then once it's sort of pushed into a sort of format, then I'll go on the side towards the crease, that sort of thing. Very nice. Get rid of the minerals. And here we go, the third part of the leg, right up to the crotch area. We don't want to go further than that. Okay, here we go. Not yet, anyway. Again, going outwards. And over here, outwards. Very nice. Okay, so that was one leg, that was the first leg. These are cotton pants. I generally don't like any other fabrics, and certainly don't think that other fabrics work as well when ironing. Okay. Now we're on the second leg. Okay, so we did the first leg and I've already put that over the side. That's done. Now we're on the second leg, and we're going to do this one too. We're going to divide it into 3 parts. Maybe 4 if you're really tall. But 3 should suffice. Outwards, very good. Running out of water here. Part 2. Go. Push outwards. Very nice. Now part 3, up to the middle of it. Very nice. Push outwards. There we go. It doesn't need to be that complicated. Okay. Now, at this point, I will zip it up like that and keep it kind of combined together, and then I'll start on the back. So on the back, I'll usually start on this side over here. See if you can see it. Yeah, there we go. On the left side of the rear, so it will start right here. And we'll just iron around the button. Don't touch the button. You don't want it to melt. Push in there, and also don't ruin the crease that you've created. Okay, be careful not to. But other than that, give it a nice little thing. They're very good. And over here too. Now when you're doing this, you're also feeling underneath it so that there are no folds under there. You want to feel everything smooth. And here you'll want to bend this part out a little bit so that it's smooth. Everything's smooth. Okay, very good. Go around the button. And also avoid that crease. Very nice. Now the front, usually I like pleats, but this is okay too. Again, here, pull this out, this inner part, so that there are no folds. Want any folds down there. Yeah, it all feels smooth, except for obviously the pockets on the inside. Go like this. Make sure you get it all. Go around the crease if you can. Very nice. And then here, same thing. There we go, perfect. Now I'll turn off the iron and unzip this. And then here I'll want to put it on its hanger. Let's see, fold it up. Hold it to your chest like this. Put it on the hanger like so. And do it to where there's the bottom of it, you know, this part is longer than this because of the gravity. You want it to all stick up, you know. And then align it on the creases. Always align it on the creases when you're hanging it up so that, you know, the creases don't fold in. But there you go, you've got perfect, very smooth, very sharp, very stylish clothes, and with no wrinkles, and you are ready to hit the town. So I'm going to iron another pair of khakis today and show you sort of how I do it. These are very wrinkly, and so we want to get that out and make them look nice. So here I'm going to, now these are sort of vintage pants, so they don't necessarily have the permanent crease that I prefer. So you have to kind of create the crease on these, and create your crease by aligning the center, this sort of ridge area right here, right? Make sure that it's in the center on both sides. What I'm feeling here is that the one on the interior is perfectly aligned with the ridge, the middle ridge on the exterior. I'm not sure if that's the word for it. Okay, so turning on the iron, and let's get started. As usual, I always start here at this center point and move outwards to create the crease, and certainly to, and I hold it down on the left like that to keep it all straight. Very nice. Okay, great. Now, get rid of some minerals that might be on that side. Here we go on this side, look at that. Now I just refilled this thing with water, and so it is shedding some water on the iron, especially because I imagine bits of water are accumulating and getting stuck behind minerals that might get caught in there. That's my guess anyway. Okay, get to this side. Now again here, I'm going to form the crease on the sides by aligning the two middle ridges like that. Perfect. Okay, good. So now we know how to create the crease. So let's do it. And by doing it at this angle, I'm avoiding most of the water that kind of comes out of this thing. Okay, so you can see how smooth this side looks as compared to this side. Do this side now. Very nice. And now the third part, what I always do is I divide the legs into three sets. So once again, I'm going to create a crease, align the edges, one on this side and then the one that I can feel on the interior. Needs to be a little more aligned. Okay, good. Now we know where the crease is that we're creating. Go from the interior outwards. There we go, very nice. We have a very nice crease on this. Perfect. Now the same on this side. So satisfying to see it like that. Very nice. So that was the first leg. Now we'll do the same with the second leg. So push that over the side. If I'm staying in a hotel, I like to put a towel on the floor so that the pants don't touch the floor. You don't know what's on the floors. And once again, I'm going to create a crease here. I'm feeling around. I can feel the middle ridge with my finger on the other side, so I know how the centers are aligned. And then here, I'm going to create the crease. So let's do that. Brush outwards. Very nice. This side. Excellent. Okay, now part 2 of this second leg. Again, doing everything I already said I was doing. Just doing it on the second part. Here we go. Nice. This side. That crease is going to be nice and sharp. It should be. Okay. Part 3, up to the crotch. Go like that. Get rid of any wrinkles, smooth it all out before you get started. Always smooth things out before you get started ironing anything. And then go here. Just do it. Very nice. Now this side too. Perfect. Okay, and again, like I always say, here you zip it up so that it can hold itself together, because at first it wasn't. And then here you start on this side, pull out any parts at the bottom that might get caught under there, that might cause a wrinkle. Keep things smooth as you can, and then just iron the rear like that. Avoid the buttons, but keep the buttons in sight, because you don't want to go over a button, because that could cause a little iron mark, an iron burn that we don't want. And avoid that crease that we created earlier. You don't want to iron over the crease, you want to keep it very nice. Okay. Now the right side, again, pull from here to make sure everything is smooth. Okay. Iron, iron, iron. That. Avoid the button. Avoid the crease. Very nice. Okay. Now the front. Now this one's a little different. We have pleats this time. So smooth out the front. Like that. And this time create the pleat. In this case, it's just been so messed up from, you know, use that the pleats are sort of falling apart. So we're going to create one if we don't have one. Always align the first pleat on these, usually for these pants, with the crease you already created. That pleat should go, it should follow it. So you see what I'm doing? I'm creating the pleat like that. Okay, now iron this part and, you know, lock in the pleat, the first one. See? It's perfect. Okay, that looks real good. Now over here on the second pleat, this one's a little more interesting. Create it as best you can based on where it is. A lot of times they sort of fade over time. And then here, I just rest the iron on it for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that sort of held it in, and then smooth it out. Use the beak of the iron, if that's what it's called, I'm not sure, to push here, but also hook underneath the first pleat, like that. Very nice. And then solidify this part over here too. Great. Now you have your pleats on the left. We want the right to look as good as the left, so let's do that. Again, fold over to create the pleat by finding the crease. So the first pleat is always aligned with the crease. And also make sure that everything underneath is smooth. I can feel that some of the back had been sort of wrinkled. And if I if I iron this part, I might create a, and the back isn't completely aligned and smooth, I could accidentally create new wrinkles on the back. So that's why I have to be careful. So okay, we're over here. Iron all of this and create your first pleat, aligning it directly with the crease. Very nice. Okay, now this one, again, do it at what we said earlier. 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we've created the second pleat now. Go in here, use the beak to go underneath. Okay, now that is sharp. All right, and then I always unplug the iron and then put it on the hanger. So for the hanger now, we can unzip it. And now I hold it to right here and put it under my chin like that. Air it out, you know, let the fibers breathe. Put it on the hanger. Again, with this part at the top slightly raised above this part at the bottom so that gravity doesn't pull it one way or the other. And align the hanging of it with the creases that you created. So yeah, perfect. So what we have here, you can see, is a perfectly ironed pair of pants. Very, very smooth, very clean, very classy. Over here, once again, it worked perfectly. We've got the pleats and the creases. It just is fresh and clean, ready to go. All right, I hope you've enjoyed this video on how to iron khakis, and I hope you can look just as sharp as I do. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna hang it up now.